Hello everybody out there, and welcome back here once again to the Brawl for All Pro Wrestling Show. I am your host Jeff Jaros as always, and this week I'm going to be running through things myself because Cdub, who is feeling sick at home this week, will not be getting on, and I want to send a big shout out to him and hope he gets feeling better. Steven actually driving to Alabama right now in the rain, so I think it'd be a little dangerous if we tried to dial him up on the phone. I was going to get Jeff Crow on here too, but obviously something's happened to where he is not going to be able to get on tonight unless he texts me here before the end of the show, and I can get him on and let him give his opinions on things. But shout out to him too, and sorry I couldn't get you on here. I don't know what happened, but hopefully next week we can get you on here. This ain't going to be too long. Big news though this week. Seth Rollins injured, out 6 to 9 months with a torn ACL, MCL, and a medial meniscus. There's going to be a tournament at Survivor Series announced by Vince McMahon for the WWE title. We have yet to find out whether it's going to be a tournament like at 1998 Survivor Series Deadly Games, or they're just going to have a tournament on Raw and then the final rounds at Survivor Series. I hope it's the latter. I hope it's like the Deadly Games tournament they had. It'd be really cool. I have an opinion on that too here. I think that if they do have a tournament, it's definitely going to be Roman Reigns coming out with the belt, and then Sheamus cashing in at the end of the night, whether he is in the tournament or not. I feel Sheamus will cash in and get the belt at Survivor Series, and then a feud will continue from there. I'm sure that is the plan, especially with Seth Rollins, who is the main guy there in the match going into Survivor Series against Reigns with the belt. So now they had to strip him. That pretty much makes Raw pretty much passe. Reigns actually came out at the beginning, and the Authority came out, Steph and Triple H, which I wish this Authority would end. And actually, they announced that there would be a 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination style match on Raw for the main event. And it would be a team chosen by Rollins against a team chosen and captained by Roman Reigns. So that was interesting to start off Raw, but now, you know, the whole feud between Reigns and Rollins is over since he's going to be out 6 to 9 months, and I'm thinking possibly WrestleMania. So it's pretty much useless to even talk about this now. Throughout the night, they had Rollins trying to find partners. He ended up finding Owens and the New Day. So it ended up being the New Day, Owens, and Seth Rollins against Roman Reigns, and he didn't pick his partners, but I'll tell you here in a second. They also did Ziggler versus Owens before he entered that match, and Tyler Breeze actually caused a distraction and let Owens get a pop-up powerbomb win on Ziggler. So Tyler Breeze, I'm looking for him and Ziggler to have a match possibly at Survivor Series. I don't know, it depends on this tournament. He tried taking a selfie and Dolph attacked him, and a brawl broke out, and Breeze hit the beauty shot on Ziggler, leaving him laying again. Rollins talked to Owens backstage. Renee interviewed Becky on the Fatal 4-Way, but Brie interfered, and Becky left all excited for the match. They had a Fatal 4-Way for number 1 contender. Cesaro, Miz, Cosmic Wasteland was in the Stardust section, and Cesaro won via the sharpshooter. I guess, and it's an homage to the Hart Foundation Tyson Kidd. After he did the big swing, he locked on the sharpshooter for the submission win on the Miz, and that was cool. Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family actually came out, and he said he sucked Kane and Taker dry of their souls, and now he controls the thunder and he controls the lightning. He is Bray Wyatt, the Eater of Worlds, and he posed like Taker, and it was cool because they had the lightning strike, and then a montage showed, and it cut back to Wyatt saying follow the buzzards. So it was pretty neat to keep the feud going, but nothing special. It was cool with the lightning and stuff, like he's controlling it now and has Taker and Kane. And a note on that, I heard that Sting may be rumored to be returning at Survivor Series to be their partner in a possible 4-on-3 match, but I think the plans right now are to have a 4-on-2 match against the Brothers of Destruction and the Wyatt family. So that's interesting. Moving on from that, we had the Lucha Dragons against King Barrett and Sheamus, and surprisingly, Kalisto hit Salida del Sol on Barrett for the win. So King Barrett and Sheamus lose again, and Sheamus not looking too strong with that Money in the Bank going into Survivor Series, but I'm sure things have changed now. As I said, Seth Rollins getting injured really changes everything. Trying to run through here, though. Zeb Coulter actually had a run-in with Jack Swagger backstage, and it's funny because I was listening earlier, we were laughing about how we thought it might have been Jack Swagger coming out instead of Del Rio, and how disappointed we were. And they actually had Swagger talk about, Del Rio and Coulter's relationship, claiming it's shady and dodgy or whatever. Del Rio actually walked up and said to stay out of their business and to stay away from Zeb. Swagger said he was going to try to find out what was really going on, and Del Rio said Viva la Mex America, kept that going, and walked off with Zeb. They actually showed Batista on the cover of Muscle and Fitness and plugged him being in the new Bond film. And Batista actually in an interview lately hinted at a possible WWE return. So, in my opinion, they could use, all the star power they can get. And if they can get Batista to come back for another run, I'd really enjoy that, really, because I think Batista's last run was disappointing. I think the fans will take to him differently this time. And if they're going to do it, they might as well just have him come in as a heel. And if the fans decide they want to get behind him, let that happen naturally instead of forcing it, because he does make a better heel and wrestles better as a heel, in my opinion. I did like the Evolution run there at the end that they had when they reunited. So Batista needs to come back, in my opinion. And that Muscle Fitness cover being showed really seems to me that WWE must be thinking about letting him come back. I don't see any other reason of having that on there, plugging that. R-Truth, Alberto Del Rio, the U.S. champion, who defeated Cena at the Hell in a Cell. Del Rio won after that diving foot stomp in the corner, and I think Del Rio could really have some outstanding matches with guys like Cesaro, Kevin Owens, one-on-one, and I think it's really cool having him as the U.S. champion. I think it fits Del Rio well, and I think they made a good move on that. If they would have brought like Swagger in and had him carry it, trying to push him more, I don't think it really would have worked and would have took time. Del Rio, established former champion. Nobody's shitting on it, and he seems like a good U.S. champion to take over the reins till Cena gets back at least. Then they had this segment where New Day actually joined Team Rollins, so that whole thing's passe, like I said. Sasha shown backstage, and JoJo asked if there was anxiety or pressure, and she said no. She will show everyone that she is the boss. And then they went into the four-way match, the Fatal 4-Way. Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Brie Bella, and Paige for the number one contender, and it was an all-out Fatal 4-Way here. No tag-ins or anything like that. Paige defeated Becky via the Rampage and became the number one contender, so it's going to be Paige and Charlotte at Survivor Series for the Divas title. Interview after the match with Paige, dissing Charlotte, then interviewed Charlotte about the number one contender match backstage, so I can't really remember what all was said, but that match is set up now, and we'll see what happens in the weeks following. We actually had the final match, which was the 5-on-5 elimination match involving Seth Rollins, who is freshly injured, as I said at the beginning of the show. He was teaming with New Day and Owens against Reigns, Usos, Ryback, and Ambrose. The Usos actually made their much-anticipated return right here. He also teamed with Ryback and Dean Ambrose. It was really cool to see the Usos come back. They were the first couple eliminated from the team, but I see that they will shake up the tag division even more with the Dudleys back and the New Day on a roll. The Usos are coming back just in time to jump into this tag division, which really, really is heating up in my opinion. And I can't wait to see in the months to follow how good the tag team division can get from this and build off of this. There are some teams running around like the Lucha Dragons and Ascension and this newly formed Sheamus and Barrett. So there's a lot of teams running around that could make an impact here if the division heats up and they really push it. So that was the end of Raw, though. Actually, just talk the eliminations. You had Jay eliminate Xavier. Kofi was eliminated. I don't even know how. Then they had Owens eliminate Jay. Ryback shell-shocked Big E out. Rollins pedigreed and eliminated Ryback then. Ambrose hit the Dirty Deeds and eliminated Owens. They had Rollins get himself eliminated by using a steel chair on Ambrose, and then hit Reigns again and threw him in the ring after disposing of Ambrose. And Reigns actually Superman punched Rollins out of the ring, and Rollins retreated. So that's how that ended, but that does not make a bit of difference now. Those plans are definitely being thrown out the window, and you will see something different from the WWE now, as Rollins is out 6 to 9 months, as I said, with that torn ACL, MCL, and medial meniscus So the tourney at Survivor Series just announced. I don't know any matches or anything yet. We'll have to see what happens here in the weeks to come. For the first time right now, there is currently no TNA or WWE champ as I move into the news and round this episode out, which I said it's going to be pretty short with just me talking and nobody really to discuss anything with, but I'm still trying to give an entertaining show here nonetheless. It's been a while since I did one solo, so I hope everybody enjoyed this. The injury for Rollins actually happened at a live event in Dublin against Kane, I understand, and I seen the spot. He flipped over for a powerbomb off the top rope, and when he landed on his knee, he landed weird, and I guess that's when he tore his ACL, MCL, and medial meniscus. So, on other notes, not only did Batista hint at a return, but Mysterio also hinted at a return, and I think WWE could definitely use more Latino stars as they are trying to find that Latino star, and I think Del Rio right now is being pushed as the main guy in the Latin market down there in Mexico. So if Mysterio comes back, he's going to be in competition on who the top Mexican superstar is. Mysterio is just getting a lot older, and I haven't seen his work lately, but the last time he was in WWE, it didn't seem like the same Mysterio, but we'll see what happens. I always enjoy seeing Ray. WWE.com finally recognized Orton's injury, so we now have Orton and Rollins both injured. He's expected to be out a period of time. They didn't actually put a timetable for his return, but I did read that it took 3 hours to pop his shoulder back in place following the accident that supposedly happened when he took out the trash at home. Orton's finally recognized official. He is injured, so out an extended period of time. ESPN. Happy with the numbers for the WWE's Off the Top Rope segment that airs on Tuesday nights on ESPN. So that's a good sign that they're happy with the numbers, and hopefully they could work out some more stuff to do with the WWE along with ESPN. I think that's a fitting relationship, especially if WWE tries to come off more athletic-oriented instead of so much entertainment, which I think they should do, athletic-based stuff more. So it's good that they teamed up with ESPN, maybe trying to take it serious a little bit. Jerry Lawler and his girlfriend were involved in a head-on collision Sunday, and I hope they're both doing great. I heard his girlfriend was pretty banged up, but Jerry's doing fine. So I think I may have reported that last week, but I'm not sure. But Jerry Lawler and his girlfriend involved in a head-on collision Sunday. So I couldn't have reported on it. I think I reported on somebody else having an accident because I couldn't have reported it last week because we did the show before Sunday. Jerry Jarrett revealed that he has a new project visiting indie wrestling promotions and scouting talents, and it's going to be a 13-week wrestling series similar to Tough Enough or a pro wrestling's version of American Idol. You know, they'll have the 3-judge panel. I guess have them do various things in the ring like matches, promos, whatever, and they'll be judged off what they do. Jerry Jarrett's going to be, I guess, filming this and trying to get it on TV, hopefully, because it sounds like something pretty cool to do outside the box from WWE. I definitely probably would check it out. Another note with TNA, I guess they are planning on returning to New York City possibly in 2016. I guess that'd be a good move because last time they were in New York City, they had a heck of a turnout and put on some of the best shows that TNA's ever put on. But with this roster they got going right now, who knows what'll happen. I know it's a bunch of hungry lions down there, definitely wanting to make a name for themselves and get TNA back on the map. It's sink or swim time for TNA. I mean, they got to do something or they're going to be gone by 2016. In my opinion. WWE made some tour changes to the roster following Rollins' injury. I guess Ambrose and Owens were moved into the slot where he was headlined, where Rollins was actually headlining. So that's good news for Ambrose and Owens. I guess the WWE looking up on them, and I'd look out for them in the tournament as they are moved to the headlining spots that Rollins was supposed to headline there in the tour. WWE had their WrestleMania 32 ticket sale party. Austin was there. They had some NXT matches, and he actually says that the injury to Rollins will definitely create some opportunity, and hinted about his absence created Rock and Triple H back there in 2000 or 99 whenever he got injured. So he's claiming that something like that could definitely happen. Now that Rollins is out of picture, guys will be able to step up that wouldn't have had the opportunity before. Maybe somebody like a Cesaro. That'd be really cool to see. And I haven't actually saw or any interview or read anything, but I just read a few words that Stone Cold said there about that, and I definitely agree. The recent NXT, I didn't have all the matches down. I didn't actually watch it, but I did see the results. The NXT title match between Balor and Creed actually went to a no contest. But the cool thing was, I guess, at the end, Baron Corbin came down, and Samoa Joe came out for the save, but ended up turning on Finn Balor. So we get a Joe Hill turn down there in NXT, and it looks like it's going to be Balor and Joe for the title next. In my opinion, after the Creed and Balor match went to a no contest, I heard it was one hell of a match. I definitely want to try to find it and check it out somewhere. I don't have the capability actually at the time to actually watch NXT, but I'm definitely going to have to try to find another way to check it out. My computer's not the greatest. I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. It's going to be interesting in the weeks to come with this Seth Rollins injury to see how WWE plays this out for sure. I can't wait to get Cdub Steven or Jeff Crow on and hear their opinions and get back to the normal show format next week that we've been doing. It's always better when I got people on here to talk to. Always a quick show when it's just me on the mic running down the list because I can't really ask myself any questions and it's pretty much just my quick opinion. Everybody make sure to go down to the link below and check out Chronochord Media, Cdub's channel on YouTube. Big shout out to them. I always like to cross promote and give a shout out to Chronochord. You can find them on our featured channels list on the Brawl for All page. Also go over on Facebook and give them a like there. Search them down and find them, but I'll put their YouTube link down below. And yeah, big ups to them and check them out, guys. You'll really enjoy their videos. Current video Cdub did about the injury to Rollins is really informative, so go check that out. I'll put that link down for that video below as well. But that's going to do it for episode 51 of the Brawl for All Pro Wrestling Show. I hope everybody tunes in next time to episode 52, and we will have a show coming to you every week from then on out. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button, leave a comment below, give us a like, and go over on Facebook and give us a like there too if you like what you hear here. And yeah, until next week, guys, I hope everybody enjoyed it. And till next week, as always, peace out.